Hello there, welcome to Saturday this Thursday evening. Coming up for you tonight, the cost-saving fire station proposals and one mother's desperate plea for them to reconsider.
It was devastating, it was awful, but it could have been worse, and I just feel if we'd have had to waited for another crew from elsewhere, Lila wouldn't be with us today.
Yes, that's Lila Clare's mum. She says her daughter was dead in her arms and was saved by the fire station crews who are now faced with being shut down. A mother whose daughter was saved by firefighters after a car accident has joined calls to stop the proposed closure of 4 rural fire stations in Dorset. Carla's daughter, Lila Clare, was 6 when firefighters from Maiden Newton came to her rescue. Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Authority is currently consulting on the closure of 8 on-call fire stations across the 2 counties to save £1.5 million. Anna Val has our top story.
It wasn't a very nice evening, and the car slipped off the road, and we were all okay, just shaken up, and then over the brow of the hill another car came and smashed into us and just took us out.
Lila Clare was just 6 years old when she hit her head and broke her skull in the accident. The fire crew from Maiden Newton arrived at the scene within 11 minutes of the call and did CPR on Lila until the air ambulance landed.
And it was really time critical because obviously her brain was swelling. So thanks to the crew at Maiden Newton, we were able to get her off in the air ambulance so quickly because they had to cut all the trees down for the air ambulance to land. If we'd have had to waited for another crew from elsewhere, Lila wouldn't be with us today.
When you think back to that, how do you feel?
Quite sad. More than sad. It was devastating. It was awful, but it could have been worse. And I just feel very grateful to still have my daughter. Yeah.
Effectively, when the crews arrived, she was dead on the side of the road. She was unresponsive. She was not breathing. To get professional care onto a 6-year-old child as soon as possible is essential. And without the local fire station being there, our colleagues in the ambulance service and other medicals professions have told us very clearly that Lila Clare would not have survived that incident.
Lila's injuries were so catastrophic, doctors told her family to say goodbye. But after 9 months in hospital, her parents took her home. She's had to learn to walk and talk again and is still recovering from the brain injury. But her mum, Carla, is so thankful to the crew that night. She's adding her voice to the campaign to save it.
I just think that it's just madness that they're even sort of suggesting it, you know? It would be a lot longer wait, and even 3 or 4 minutes in that situation's often too long.
That's Carla there with her daughter Lila Clare talking to Anna Val. And Bryony Leylander joins me in the studio now. Great to see Lila on the road to recovery, Bryony. Just remind us why they want to close these stations.
Well, Dorset and Wiltshire Fire Authority predict that they will have a budget deficit of £1.2 million next year. So to save money, they're proposing closing Maiden Newton and 7 other fire stations: Charmouth, Cranbourne and Hamworthy in Dorset, and in Wiltshire, Bradford-on-Avon, Mere, Ramsbury and Wilton. Now, the Chief Fire Officer accepts that these changes could lead to longer response times for some emergencies. He does say that the risks have been carefully assessed.
Over the next 3-year finance settlement, we'll see a 19.5% reduction in our government grant funding. We are required by law to set a balanced budget, so therefore we're facing a deficit, and I have to find the deficit from somewhere. So with all of those savings, we've already made really significant savings from elsewhere within the organisation, and as I've been warning for some time, well over a year now, we would get to a point where we would have to start making cuts to front line. So it's not something that I relish doing, it's not something that I want to do. You cannot close a fire station without increasing risk, I recognise that, but I simply cannot set an unbalanced budget, and we need to find the savings in order to address the deficit.
And Bryony, clearly strong feelings across all the communities that would be affected.
That's right, we've seen demonstrations at the weekend, campaigners dressed as suffragettes and chained themselves to a fire engine. We should say it was a decommissioned, non-operational engine. As part of a consultation, a series of public meetings are being held. This one in Maiden Newton was packed out. The government says it has given an extra £15 million to standalone fire authorities like Dorset and Wiltshire to take effect next year. Well, that public consultation runs until the middle of May, and a final decision by the fire authority on this is expected by the end of June.
A story we shall continue to cover and no doubt speak about again. Bryony Leyland for now, thank you.